Hey guys, so we're going to be using the square foot method, square foot gardening method in our vegetable garden this year. So I need to build some templates so we can do some seedings. Let's get going. Good morning guys, welcome to the channel. You guys heard of the term square foot planting. That's why you're probably watching the video. What it is, it's simply a method to get the most out of your garden, right? The most output out of the space that you have allocated to your garden. Square foot is really, what it means. It's take a square foot and this type of plant will be happy with 8 in a square foot, or 9 or 1 or 2, right? So that's the whole premise. I mean, ton of video out there, go check them out if you're not sure what that is. But what I'm doing here today is I'm going to be making templates so that we can plant those numbers, 12, 9, 8, 6, whatever. And the reason I'm making them, because you can buy some of those. I mean, there's some really cool little templates that include a bunch of holes, and then you'll see what I mean a little later here. The reason I'm not buying it is that it's literally a square foot. And as many of us do when we have beds, if you look at the picture here, my beds are 6 by 6 in an L shape, so basically 3 wide by 6, then the other section is also 6 feet. Or you have those other little bed here, which are really 3 by 6. We stuck on the 3 foot because it's easier to reach the middle of the bed with 3, but you may have 4 feet, whatever it is. You guys know that we're all building these things from dimensional lumber, right? So, and we're not going to take a 8-foot piece of lumber, cut it at 6 and something so that we can make the inside diameter 6 by 3, right? The inside dimension. So essentially, whenever we say those things, we just take a 4 by 8, let's say an 8-foot, cut it in half, and that was going to be each end. So in my case, that's exactly what I did. I had 6-foot lengths and cut whatever to make the 6 by 3, kind of section, or 6 by 6 with the L shape, however it is. But what that means is that each dimension has basically the thickness of the board, twice, to make the size, right? So my 3 foot has 3 inch, right? So 1.5 inch for each board. So this means the inside width is 33 inch. And on my 6 foot, again, removing the 3, I have the 72, 69 inside. So if I took a square foot and try to fit into those inside measurement, I'd be 3 inch short somewhere, on any dimension. So what I'm going to do today, and that's why I'm making those as opposed to buying one, is I'm going to make these template 11 by 11.5. So if I set 3 of them, on my 3-foot length, they're going to fit correctly in the 33. And if I laid 6 of them out at 11.5, they're going to make the 69 inch, right? So you understand what I'm saying? So that's why we're doing this, okay? We're going to use this quarter sheet of PVC. So that's just trim board, or soffit board that you can buy at Home Depot or whatever, and they sell them in that convenient, 2x4 size. So I can get essentially 8 template out of this piece. So yeah, so let's start cutting, the 11 and the 11.5 and 11 by 11.5, and I'll walk you through what we do next. All right, stay tuned. All right, so here we are. So what I did here, so I only used half the sheet. So this is going to be 4 templates, okay? 11 and a half, right, by 11. All right, which means that this dimension is important because it is the dimension that I'm going to put, you know, right? So if I put 3 of them, you know, they're going to measure 33, which is going to be the inside diameter, the inside length of my bed. And same when I put 6 in this direction, you know, going this way, I'm going to have, you know, 11 and a half times 6, and it's going to be my 69 inch, right? So what I'm going to do now is show you a little bit. The reason I made 4 is because there's compatible planting here we can do, okay? So if I do only a single one, I can easily put the 4 in the same template, right? So that's what I'm going to do, and so on and so forth with the other ones. I think what's important right now is to find the center of that board, you know, so we're just gonna draw a line so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, same over here. All right, another 4-inch over here. You know, what I like to see here is that, you know, the 2.5 inch between these two is pretty much what we have here on this, in this as well. And if I do it on this side here, well, actually, you know what I can do is just flip this over, right? So now if it's like that, it's 2 3/4. And again, we have to account for that 1/2 inch more. So the 4-inch from here is actually a really good dimension. And that makes sense across for all of that. All right, what I wanted to do here is bring you in here a little bit so that you understand why this is your best friend here. So you see, when I did these here, okay, whether it's this little line or this little line, there's barely a 30-second between them, right? It's basically the width of this here. The thing is that once I start adding them 3 times, you know, this is now the spacing here, right? So this is now 3/16, all right? So I had to split the 2 here to be able to do my 3 lines so that I would have the same spacing between this and this, all right? So use one of those to figure this out. This is much easier. All right, this next one needs to be 16, all right? So this is one of the first one where, well, this is the first one we do here where there's not going to be anything in the middle, all right? So what I have to do here is essentially 4 lines, all right, each way. So let's figure this out. All right, so I'm going to use a little backer board to be able to drill without hitting my finger. Now, the reason I'm pre-drilling is that the little, you know, spike here in the middle, you know, can wobble a little bit, but with a, you know, pre-drill with a small little bit that I can control makes it a lot easier. All right, so let's do it for the rest before we switch. All right, one down. All right, and the Forstner bit does a great job of having square holes, all right, square-sided. All right, here we go, we're done. All right, guys, so here we are. So 9, 1, 5, or 4, right? 25, and 16, all right? So, yeah, like I said, I use a 3/4 dowel so I can put my hole in it, my finger in it to plant, you know, to do the indentation for the seeds. You could use even a little wood dowel that you'd whittle away with a little knife, you know, just, you know, do your thing. All right. Again, adjust the hole for whatever. If you already have one of those planting spike type thing, you know, I'll put a link here. But, you know, do whatever you want. I mean, you can do the spacing you want, and you can adapt it to the size of your bed, which is why this is what I needed to do today. All right. Hey guys, so yeah, so here they are. You know, the way we're using this, you know, remember I was telling you that the dimension is important, so I put an arrow there to make sure we understand it goes a long way. But you know, the way you do this, you just move them into position, and as I said, you know, you see how it neatly fits in my bed here. All right, and obviously it's doing the same thing in this direction, you know, 6 of them. The way I would use this is simply you place it like that, right? Put your finger in the holes, and there you go, 9 holes, right? So that's all there is to it, guys. So simple project, and I hope you make some template and use this. If this is helpful, guys, give me a like, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.